Hello everyone. Now today I will discuss about the continuous statement in Java. Continuous statement is basically used to skip the execution of the remaining statement which are written under 8 or below 8 and moves for the further iteration. So continuous statement in Java can be used in two ways. Number one is continue statement in inner loop. When a continuous statement is executed in an inner loop, it skips the execution of the remaining statement and go for the next iteration of the inner loop. When a continuous statement is executed in an inner loop, it skips the execution of the remaining statement of inner loop and go for next iteration of the inner loop. Okay. This can be explained by using a simple example. For example, I take a for loop for int I equals to 1, I less than equals to 4, I plus plus. Then I write for int j is equal to 1, j less than equal to 3, j plus plus. After that, if j is equals to 3, then I write system dot out dot print the value of j and outside the loop I write system dot out dot print ln a blank message. Then I close the outer loop. So here I have taken I equals to 1, I less than equal to 4, I plus plus, then open a curly bracket for int j is equal to 1, j less than equal to 3, j plus plus. If j is equals to 3, the system will order print j, okay, and after closing the bracket of the inner loop, I write system will order print ln the blank message. Okay. So here, this is a simple example. So I have not written the continue here. So continue will be placed after this condition. So continue, I will write after here So this will come at this position, and here I will write continue. Okay. Now as soon as I write continue over here, then what will happen? When the condition is j is equal to true, 3 is satisfied, then the continue statement gets executed, and at that moment it will not print the value of j, and it will go for the further iteration. Okay. So the output for this program you will get as, when I is equal to 1, then the j will give, first of all j value is 1, so it prints 1, and then the value of j is updated to 2, so it's print 2. Thereafter, when j is equal to 3, the continue statement executed, and it goes for the further iteration. Means from the continue statement it directly comes for the updation, skipping the remaining part of the program. So j++ will execute it, and the j value will become 4. So when the j value will become 4, this condition becomes false, and it will not print that value, and it comes outside the inner loop, and the cursor line will be changed, and then we will get I is equal to 2, and here also the same thing will happen. You will get 1 and 2, and at I is equal to 3 also you will get 1 and 2, and at I is equal to 4 also you will get 1 and 2. Okay. So you can see here that when I is equal to 1, j is printing 1 and 2. So when I is equal to 2, it is printing 1 and 2. I is equal to 3, j is printing 1 and 2, and I is equal to 4, it is printing 1 and 2. In all the cases of I, the j value of 3 is not printed. So this is the work of continuous statement in inner loop. Now I will explain the continuous statement in outer loop. Continue statement in outer loop. So as in the before example you have seen continuous statement in the inner loop, it skips the execution of the remaining statement of the inner loop. So continuous statement in the outer loop also work as the same function. It skips the execution of the remaining statement of the outer loop and go for the next iteration of the outer loop. So the definition will go like this: when continue statement is executed in the outer loop, it skips the execution of the remaining statements in the outer loop and go for and the control goes for and the control goes for next iteration. Control goes for next iteration. For example, if I take a for loop for int I equals to 1, I less than equal to 4, I plus plus. If I is equals to 3, then I write here for, I leave a line over here, I write for int j is equal to 1, j less than equal to 3, j plus plus. Then system dot out dot print j, close the bracket of the inner loop and write system dot out dot println. Okay, then close the outer loop. So when a continuous statement is written along with this condition, if I is equal to 3, suppose if I write here continue, then at that time what will happen? It will not execute the inner loop which is written just below it, and it will directly go for the updation. So if I see the output over here, then the output which comes here at I is equal to 1, this condition is false. So in the j loop, it will rotate 3 times and it will print 1, 2 and 3. At I is equal to 2, j will also rotate 3 times and it will print 1, 2 and 3. At I is equal to 3, the j loop is not rotating, it will not print anything. And we are having the cursor in the next line, so this value will not execute. And in place of 3, we are having that I is equal to 4. And here you will get 1, 2 and 3. So only the 3 times can you see that the j value is printed 1, 2 and 3. So here we are having I is equal to 1, I is equal to 2 and I is equal to 4. I is equal to 3, the continuous statement is executing and it skips the remaining statement execution and control goes for the operation. The I value becomes 4. Then it starts again the inner loop and it prints the value of j. Okay. So this is the use of continuous statement in outer loop. Okay. Now I am going to explain you one thing about the label break statement and label continuous statement. Label break statement. Label break statement is used to break the outer loop, execution of the outer loop, or stop the execution of the outer loop from the inner loop whenever a condition is satisfied in the inner loop. Sometimes it happens that our requirement is fulfilled and in the inner loop we want to terminate the outer loop also. In that case, we use the label break statement. So, label break statement is used to terminate the outer loop from the inner loop using a label like outer, and then we put a scope resolution operator. It is used when the requirement of inner loop is fulfilled and we want to terminate the outer loop. After the termination of the outer loop, the remaining part of the program or the first statement which begins after outer loop is executed. It's not that it is terminating the entire program. It is only terminating the outer loop from the inner loop. For example, I take a operator outer and then I put a colon over here. After that I write for int I is equal to 1, I less than is equal to 4, I plus plus. Then I write for int j is equal to 1, j less than is equal to 3, j plus plus. System dot out dot println, system dot out dot println j. If j is equals to 2, break outer. If j is equal to 2, then we break outer. Close the inner loop, close the outer loop. So in this case, what will happen? When the value of j is 2, then it will break the outer loop. And as soon as the outer loop is terminated by using this break outer, the control comes out of the outer loop and it executes the remaining part of the statement or the remaining part of the program. So this exit, it exit the outer loop. Now I explain you about the label continue statement. Label continue statement, when we use to skip the iteration of the inner loop, okay, this is the task can be done by using the keyword continue outer. The inner loop by ignoring the rest of the statement. Okay. That means whenever a label continue is used, it skips the execution of the statement of the inner loop and the control goes for the iteration of the outer loop. Means directly from the inner loop we can send the control to the outer loop. Okay. So label continue statement. It is used when we want to skip the execution of the remaining statement of the inner loop when labeled continue is executed and return the control to the outer loop for next iteration. Okay. Unlike, we can say that it is used along with a label like outer. This can be anything. Okay, I am just giving example outer. So when a label continuous statement is executed, it skips the execution. It skips the execution of the remaining statement of the inner loop. Okay, and return the control to the outer loop for the next iteration. It is used along with the label like outer. For example, I take a for loop int. Before writing the loop, you have to write the label, which I am just missing it out. So I write here outer and put a colon over here. Then I write for int I is equal to 1, I less than is equal to 4, I plus plus. For int I is equal to, j, I take a j loop over here, j variable, j less than is equal to 3, semicolon, j plus plus, and then I put system dot out dot println, or I write the system dot out of println after the condition. I write here condition if j is equal to 2, then I leave a line over here. Then I write system dot out dot print j plus inverted comma closing of the inner loop. Then I write for, not for, you write here line change statement, or similarly you can close the loop, outer loop. I just close the outer loop. Okay, it also changes the line, but it's better to write here system dot out dot println a blank message, then close the outer loop. Okay, now I have leave a line over here if j is equal to 2. After j is equal to 2, I will write here, I will write continue outer, semicolon. So as I write continue outer, So what will happen? The statement which is written here, system.out.println j, it will not execute. Okay, and the execution goes to the outer loop. Means it will come here to I++. Okay. So whenever you want to skip the execution of the inner loop and return the control to the outer loop, then you have to use continue outer. Okay. So these are the topics which you need to discuss in nested loop. In my next class, I will discuss the program using nested loop.